Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. The COVID situation in India has gone from being shocking to a horrendous scene never imagined before. From bodies being burnt in the streets, it has now gone into thousands of bodies floating in the river and bodies buried in sand without a count. Relatives of COVID patients screaming on camera as their loved ones are dying due to lack of oxygen or lack of a hospital entry. However, today I'll have to talk about an exceptional ray of hope among all that. It is the extraordinary work of ordinary citizens in India who have kept India alive at this time. Most people are turning to these heroes for help instead of the government. These heroes are not doing it for votes or for self advertisement. They are doing it with little to no funds, no state machineries and powers, no great panels of experts, and yet they have been able to make a difference by helping many more people much more efficiently. It is particularly important to talk about them, partly because it shows real problems on the ground, and partly because these examples can be learning tools for any part of India and any part of the world when faced with a crisis. They can act as guidance to emulate and to motivate ourselves. The examples are numerous. It would not be possible to talk about many of those extraordinary work done by many of the people. However, in this episode, I'll talk about a few exceptional work done by the Sikh community, by social influencers, by the Red volunteers, and certain individual contributors. The biggest problem that has cost a huge number of lives is the lack of connection between a COVID patient and the right resources like oxygen, hospital beds, crucial medicines, or an ambulance. Social media has played a huge role in making this connection. Not just Twitter and WhatsApp, the dating app Tinder has also been extremely helpful in connecting people in need with those resources which are available at a huge distance away. This connection has mostly been done not through government handles but through ordinary citizens. Many of them worked sleeplessly 24/7 to answer calls of victims and connect them to credible sources of help. A social media influencer is a person who has a huge number of followers in Twitter or Instagram or any other platforms. They have created these followers based on their acts as comedians or entertainers or as poets or as any kind of YouTube content creator. However, a post from them reaches millions of Indians instantly. They have used this power to communicate the need for help with information on genuine resources. Many patients are told about a hospital bed or an oxygen cylinder, and yet when they rush to get it, they often find that those resources do not exist, and lots of patients die on the way. Large numbers of these social influencers have come together in India. They try to make these connections and also constantly check if the resources are credible. They do this sometimes through a group of online volunteers from their follower base. Some of the notable names of such social influencers are Kusha Kapila, who is a YouTube comedian, Ankush Bahuguna, who is an entertainer, and Ankit Gupta, who is a podcaster based in Delhi. Individual social influencers often talk about how guilty they felt when they fell asleep sometimes and their phone went unanswered and a life got lost. In the beginning of May, in the city of Gurgaon on the suburbs of Delhi, a teacher was seriously ill with COVID and urgently needed plasma. The blood banks in Delhi had all run out of it. The teacher's family was completely unable to get it. Somehow the word got into a students' WhatsApp group. The students got together and arranged it in 30 minutes. The teacher's life got saved. A few months back, the Sikh community came under a lot of hostility because of their protests against the Indian government's farm laws. Many media houses that sympathized with the government called them anti-nationals. Yet, when citizens of India from all religions and community needed help, the Sikh community made a contribution which is far greater than perhaps what any other organizations or any other community in India has been able to do. They did it for free and by working silently through volunteers and with whatever donations they gathered from their community. The biggest problem faced by COVID patients in India today is the lack of medical oxygen. Now, for centuries, the Sikh temples have provided free meals to anyone who came to their temple, and they call this custom as langar. They extended this thought and started to arrange free oxygen in their temples for everyone in need and call this oxygen langars. This has been all over the news and most of us know about it. However, the interesting thing is this. A Sikh temple started this around the 28th of April this year. This was also the time when political leaders, including the Prime Minister of India, was holding huge election rallies where they encouraged people to come together and pack in crowds, often boasting about how many people have come to see them. This was further spreading the disease at that time instead of helping anyone. In the beginning of May, in Bangalore, the United Sikhs organization converted an indoor stadium into a 250-bed facility with oxygen concentrators and medicines for free. They did it by working silently and tirelessly on their own. On the 10th of May in Delhi, a Sikh temple called Gurudwara Rakabganj Sahib opened a 400-bed hospital with oxygen. However, the most special mention needs to be for the Khalsa Aid International. They mobilized a global response. They procured oxygen concentrators, ventilators, and many essential medical equipments from all over the world. On the 1st of May, the first batch of 200 oxygen concentrators reached India through them. They have been distributing the equipments free of cost all across India. Even in the UK and the US, during last year's lockdowns, the Sikh community made a huge contribution by cooking food themselves in large quantities and then distributing it to as many people in need as possible all across the country. Most of them say that what drives them is a passion that comes from their religion, which teaches them to serve every person in need all the time. In India's eastern state of West Bengal, a group of 80,000 workers who call themselves Red Volunteers are working tirelessly at every nook and corner of the state. The Red Volunteers belong to a certain left political party in India. That political party has not been in power for about a decade now in West Bengal. In the recent elections that were held in April this year, the political party did not win a single seat. The Red Volunteers, because of their election loss, faced a huge amount of ridicule wherever they went, even for helping people. Yet, they continued to help before elections and continued that help after elections when there were no votes to be won out of it. The Red Volunteers have taken a huge initiative in sanitization drives in the homes of COVID patients and those where deaths have occurred. They have been working non-stop in providing COVID families with oxygen, ventilators, medicines, and all kinds of help. Their help has been crucial to a huge number of people, including top leaders from the opposing parties. Their motto is the same: we will help everyone, irrespective of their votes and irrespective of their support for us. There are numerous other extraordinary examples, but an exceptional story that I would like to mention is that of a 38-year-old teacher called Devendra in the rural state of Jharkhand. He got a distress call from a friend in Delhi, which was 1400 kilometers away. He hunted his whole state for an oxygen cylinder and then drove for 24 hours straight to deliver it to his friend whose life got saved. There has also been a huge contribution by chefs and restaurant owners who got together to prepare special nutrition meals for COVID patients and then made a network for distributing them all over the country. Saransh Koila, a celebrity chef with over 500,000 Instagram followers, gathered another 550 food providers' contacts. Together, they distribute meals to 13 states all over India by using social media hashtag COVID Meals for India. Another extraordinary help has been done by numerous faceless, nameless volunteers who worked endlessly to cremate abundant bodies and bodies of those COVID patients whose families have been too scared to handle them. These volunteers come from all professions, and throughout the day they fetch bodies from homes and hospitals and spend their time in the fires of the crematorium, exposing themselves to immense dangers of their own lives. And of course, to top it all, there are the numerous doctors and nurses all over India. So many of them have lost their lives, and so many of them still expose themselves every day to this disease and death, knowing fully well how dangerous and endless is this journey. Do let me know what you thought of this episode by writing in the comment section below. Your participation in terms of suggestions, criticisms, support are immensely valuable for me. So please let me know those by writing in the comment section below. And if you liked this episode, please press the like button. Please do subscribe and please share it with friends.